Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with Ralph Michaels from California Sports, and we've got Frank, the better-looking half of Vegas Synergy, joining us here. And Frank, I had to get that shot in there.
Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
Frank, this is going to be Ralph's best bet, so I'm going to come to you for the first part of this one. We got San Francisco at Philadelphia. You've got a winless team traveling east to play a Philadelphia team that we all got to see on Monday Night Football. Look good. How does San Francisco have a shot in this game?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the NFL. Now, San Francisco, the first 6 games, remember, they played everybody really tough. They were a play or 2 away from winning 4 or 5 of them 6 games against really good teams. 13 points in the NFL against a team that's going to be feisty. They're going to be going all out. You know, just like every team does in the NFL. All this stuff about motivation or they're mad or this team isn't rested. You're talking about grown men in the locker room making millions of dollars. Everybody cares, and so I'm going to go ahead. This is a great spot for the 49ers, I think. Getting 13 points. Philadelphia's coming off of a little bit of a short week. And no team's as bad or as good as they looked the week before in the NFL. Frisco looked bad against Dallas, terrible. Philadelphia looked very good against Washington. So with that being said, I'm going to take the San Francisco into 13.
You know, I go to you, Ralph, and you know I'm a situational guy, and you got to look. If there was ever an NFL team that has a license to lay a flat spot, it is Philadelphia this week. You look at the team. They came off their bye week to play a Monday night game. But prior to that bye week, they played 3 games in 12 days, you know, and 2 of them were on the road. That was a horrendous schedule for them. They managed to roll through all of those games. Then they played Washington, beat Washington. They've got a 3-game lead over both Washington and Dallas in the division. And against Washington, it's actually a 4-game lead because they beat Washington both meetings already. How do they stay focused for this winless team?
Well, I think they can stay focused because they're 6-1. They're the best team. They know they can make a lot of hay in the NFC. A horrible situation, granted, playing a Monday night division game and then playing. Now, there's a couple points that make this a little easier. Number 1, the Monday night game was at home. Number 2, this game is at home. San Francisco, meanwhile, is playing their 4th road game in 5 weeks. That is a horrendous travel schedule. They're playing the dreaded 10 a.m. start time on the East Coast. You know, and I look at San Francisco, Frank made a good point. You know, they lost 5 games by a field goal or less prior to the Dallas game. You know, and I say losing is tiring, but losing close games is draining. You've seen San Francisco start to wilter a little bit. You've seen their defense. They've had some attrition. They gave up 447 yards to Indy, 419 to Washington, 501 to Dallas. The defense is not doing what they did in those earlier games. You know, and I'm going to end this by saying I'm going to use Philadelphia as a best bet. And, you know, the general consensus or what you hear around Vegas is never bet on double-digit favorites in the NFL. But I'm going to completely disagree with that. You know, we've heard that for years. The game has changed in the last 2 years. We've had teams that have become very good. We have teams that have become very bad. Since 2015, so we're talking 2.5 seasons now, favorites of 11 or more in the NFL are now 28-1, 71%. When you have favorites of 11 or more that can score with a higher total of 44.5 or more like this game is, those favorites of 11 or more with an over-under total of 44.5 or more, 14-3-1, 82% since 2015. Again, don't follow because people say don't bet double-digit favorites. Times change. Times certainly have changed. Philadelphia is becoming a very good team, both offensively and defensively. San Francisco made a great run. Now they're tiring, playing the schedule. I'm going to lay the points in this and go with the Eagles again.
All right, good points, Ralph. And guys, if you want to get a 3-day all-access package, 3-day all-access, you pick the day you start, and it's 3 consecutive days. You get every play that capper releases over the 3-day period. Check it out. It's just $59. It's a great way. You can pick up the weekend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get everything just $59 at wagertalk.com. We're going to be back with more here at Wager Talk.